been far too long with the Warhammer unboxing, so I've actually gone overboard this time because I've been so excited. I've got the entire Battle for Verdos kit. I've got the main starter kit and all of the various expansions you can get for it, or various different models you can add to it. What's interesting about this kit is that it can only be bought in game and not in Games Workshop. However, in other countries I'm not entirely sure what's at the special offers and deals, but you can't buy this directly through Game or the Games Workshop website or anything like that. You can only sort of get it elsewhere. So what I'm going to do, because this might potentially be a very long video if I open it and build everything and show you everything, I'm going to split into two videos. One where I open the main starter kit, and the second where I open all these little individual boxes, and then there'll be a third video after that where you see them all completed, or I might do a time lapse of me building them or whatever. So we'll cut here, and then okay, this is the main box. I'll show you the sides, what orcs, a few pictures, especially that side, and there's the front again. What's also interesting about this is actually I'll say what comes in it first. It contains 1 Space Marine Captain, 6 Tactical Space Marines, 1 Space Marine Terminator, 1 Space Marine Dreadnought, 1 Orc Boss, 5 Orc Nobs, 12 Orc Boys, 1 Orc Deathcopter. Everything in this box. And that's quite a lot really, considering if you were to buy those kits separately, well, they wouldn't get them in that amount. To get all of this together, I imagine it costs probably double what's actually in this box. It costs a little over £50. And that's where we get into it. Also, another interesting thing, you see on the bottom there, it says Easy Build. That's also one thing that intrigued me, was exactly how to make them simple. Is the build qualities comparable to the regular models if they're maybe more simply built, more simply sort of moulded. So we'll crack this open and we'll see what's what on the inside. We've got a little tray, some of the bigger boxes here. We've got the leaflets, and this will have all the rules in it, I believe. Yep, so in the first few pages, quick assembly guide on how to build all the models. Where is it? There's also one for the orcs. So again, it shows you everything you get with this kit, and all the assembly of all the different models. As you can also see in these, this probably is the easy build here. So the way it basically works is, instead of having different arms, different heads, different torsos, basically you get the full body, so add head, 1 gun. So what it's basically done, it's stripped out all the customization, so every model has sort of a predefined loadout. I assume it's going to be a starter kit for beginners. No particularly special weapons or special rules. We'll be taking pretty basics and bland. I also notice on the back, also inside, it's not the standard sort of attack profiles you see. Instead it shows you how many particular dice and shots of various things. So you've got shots and how many attack dice you've got. So again, for beginners it's probably much easier laid out. It took me a second or so to sort of work out what all this meant. But it's basically a more visually identifiable version of what the normal stat lines are. Also you can see the next few pages, I showed you a little sec earlier. These are all the different expansions we're going to cover in the second video. And the stat lines for all of those and all the information you need. That's that. We'll start looking at the sprues. This sprue contains, looks like the War Boss, the Death Chopper, and probably a couple of knobs. There you go. There's 2 sprues of old boys. A large bag of bases. A small bag of dice. Well, we still can't play the game, it's got no glue with it. At the minimum we need glue to actually play this out the box. But there we got the dreadnoughts, the captain, and I assume there's some space marines, a couple more boys down there. They're not the knobs. And the bases, well, that's a few things. We've got the dreadnought base. It's not the detailed one that you get in the actual box set. It's a regular base with 2 holes in it, I assume for the feet. Got a couple more of these slightly medium-sized ones. Of course, got the clear one for the attack chopper, whatever it is. Oh, and on the back, there's a very cool bit of splash art on that. So yeah, next up will be the video of me opening all the expansions. And after that, there should be another one, possibly quite a while later. Let me see all this built. Let me see what you get for your money. Cool. So thanks, hopefully you liked it. And if you want to see me open the next box, check out the next video. Don't know when it's going up, but hopefully soon after this one. A bit of water there because I thought it was a bit dry for the last video. This is the Space Marines stuff. All the Battle for Verdos Space Marines bits and pieces, the extra bits you can get to accompany the main box set that we've just done. Here is the attack bikes. Attack bike. You've got Space Marines, and we've got a regular bike. And this contains 1 miniature. This one contains 3 extra Space Marines, so 3 is an odd number. I think they do a Space Marine pack. Games Workshop does 4, which is the smallest kit they do. So whether this is value for money, I'm not sure. The one thing I have to say across the board for all the Battle of Verdos stuff, it's a lot cheaper than Games Workshop sell it for. Maybe not these, but certainly the bikes. £8 each. This was around 15. Games Workshop, this would cost you 20, 25 I think. I'm not entirely sure the price of the attack bike. So I don't normally collect Space Marines, but it's cheaper either way. I got the whole lot together for a little over 100. So considering how much I got, it's quite good. Let's start with the Space Marines. Get the arguably the least interesting one out of the way. Selfie. Looks like it's got all 3 Space Marines on a single sprue. See, 1, 2, 3. Backs, guns. The bases fell on the floor. Those little stick ones. And you can see sort of the easy build. And a regular Space Marine, you would have each arm separate, shoulder pad separate, waist that was separate, and you would have a much larger selection of guns. This you only have the standard bolters. So the whole thing's together in 3 parts. The mould quality is, you can tell it's all one piece. It hasn't got the same level of detail than the arms and the shoulder pads that the regular pieces have, but they're not bad. They're the same quality moulding, but at the same time it's the same quality moulding. You can see the limitations of a single piece Space Marine. Although I think well painted up and stuck amongst normal ones, you wouldn't really notice. With a little leaflet for the other ones. I'll say the only kit I didn't get out of the set was the paints, mainly because I have thousands of paints. I don't need any more, and it can't be that exciting. And I've also got instructions. And that's got the 3 guys there. No special weapons. Right, let's do the bike. I know actually the official Games Workshop bike is an incredibly complicated build, because I've built a few myself. So I'd love to see how they simplified it, or they might not have. It's a good possibility. Right. Here we go. swear there's more detail in the back here, of antennas and things. But actually thinking about it, it doesn't look that much different from the normal Games Workshop one. I must have just had a bad experience building those couple of attack pipes I've done. But fairly simple, more complicated than the Space Marines. And in that you get removal base, the same, just the leaflets, and again slightly more complicated instructions. I don't normally collect Space Marines, so anyone can let me know if this is indeed the exact same model or not. I'm not 100% sure. Right, the attack bike, last but not least. This time, good. Easy build, I think not. This is a regular attack bike, I know that much. You've got the alternate weapon types you can have on it, little extra ammo pieces. This is exactly like the normal attack bike. And does it boast easy build? It does. It's not easy build, it's the regular attack bike just in a different box. And about £5, 10 to £5 cheaper than a regular attack bike, which is nice. So get yourself some of these. Comes with the round base the attack bike goes on, the same leaflets, and instructions. Yeah, it's the attack bike. A fiddly complicated build. I mean, look at that torso of the Space Marine there. And look at the fucking easy build sprues. No, not easy build. That's the Space Marine stuff. And now we do cuts, and we do the orcs. And we're back again. Now we've got the orcs. Let's see how easy these easy build are. What confuses me about this is we've got orc Gretchens, 11 figures. We've got 4 orc boys, and we've got orc Wartak. And what's confusing about this is, why have we got Gretchen when we should have an orc bike? The reason being, Space Marine have attack bike, guys. So we've got regular guys, essentially an attack bike, so we should have the regular bike, but we don't. You have Gretchen. Probably a points reason to make the game balanced. I don't know. Another thing that's also interesting is this model. I have recently thumbed through the Orc Codex, and I don't think this model's in here. It might be, but what is in the Codex which you can't buy is the more buggies. And I've looked all over the place, can't find any first party stuff that's actually a war buggy. So if you want a proxy one, use that. That's probably the closest sort of official Games Workshop model I can think of that you could use for an orc buggy, and what I probably will be using for an orc buggy when I put this together and actually build myself up a orc arm. We'll start with the least interesting one, the Gretchen, shall we? The least interesting one. I don't know, I'm not really an orcs player. The sprues. Let's have a closer look. So how are these easy build? They don't. They just look like regular Gretchen. I've never opened a Gretchen pack before, but they don't look particularly easy, other than, I suppose these little guys are only sort of 2 pieces, but I don't see how the proper ones can be any more complicated. They look good quality. We've got the base in a little bag. A slightly bigger base for the leader. A little leaflet thing again. And the instructions. There it is. Front. Centre for the main guy. And the rest of it is just sticking guys to the base. There they all are at the bottom. Cool. Next we'll do the boys. I assume these ones are easy build. As the back shows, it's only a 3-step process, and yeah, you can see the arms are already attached. I think the waist, is the waist separate on orcs? I can't remember. But yeah, all guys are only 3 pieces: head, torso, arm. So, but again, if you're buying boys, for your average orc army, you just kind of want to give them the cheap shit anyway, so. Again, this is £8 for 4 guys. Again, I assume they thought to do a similar thing like Space Marines 4 guys for so much. But I don't know how much it is comparatively cost, whether it's better. Anyway, last but not least, Orc War Truck. Get better over this now. There we go. Instructions. This doesn't look too complicated, it doesn't look quite as bad as the attack bike. And it all comes on one sprue. You've got the large oval base, one sprue for nearly all of it, and then you get the one with just, I assume, the front wheel. As you can see, it's not a terribly complicated model. These little nuts and things could probably be a bit tricky, and possibly the arms, but other than that, simple enough. And that's all the Battle for Verdos bits and pieces, I suppose. Yeah, odd that they said it easy build, and clearly the bikes, I have a feeling, are the actual regular Games Workshop ones. But, you know, it's cheaper than most actual official stuff, and it's an interesting, like, little. Those introduction they released alongside the same time. What was it? Space Hulk was coming out, so I assume they were to tie in with the game, even though in that game you're fighting gene stealers, not orcs, but whatever. That's that. I shall finish up here. Next video will be me putting them together or showing you them put together. And possibly months from now you'll see a video where they're all finished and painted. But thanks for watching, and hopefully I should be doing more Warhammer soon, because it's what I like to do. So, stay tuned and goodbye.